the story, some story to tell. And people used to tell stories till the start of time. Actually lots of scientists believe that stories about what we saw, or more often about what we imagined and about what we existed only in our imagined reality, actually brought us to the point where we are today now. And this is pretty diverse, and sometimes in a bad manner, diverse world. But at the same time, it's a pretty magnificent world. We were able to extend our lives. We were able to go to the outer space without any particular reason, but just because we were curious. We are able to have in our pockets today the whole knowledge about, our pretty vast knowledge about the universe. And still we are pretty weak, and we became the deadliest species in the world because of our stories, and we probably will become immortal in the next 100 years. And the most important stories, as we all know, about which help us to build this world, are called laws. But here comes actually the problem. We always used to think that laws were created by gods or by some superior intellect or some power, but well, the truth is actually the laws were created by us, as the laws are also as imperfect as us. So in my life, since I remember myself, my mom always told me, like, Masha, care about others also. Like, don't care about only yourself. Don't be egoistic, and please just try to help. Never believe in propaganda, and at the same time, think about your country. Never believe in anybody's propaganda, because propaganda is always what you listen from the TV, from any TV, obviously. But take care about your country. What country means is actually people around you, people around us. That's what actually shapes the social structure. If we help other people, if we take care about them, if we care about morality, ethics, that's actually the laws. And she always just explained me that don't be ignorant, don't be just a bystander, always try to intervene if you see that something is wrong. I was kind of shy about that, but at the same time, well, I started to learn from her, because that's what you learn from your mom. And in the early 90s, the Soviet Union collapsed. Actually, that was the destruction not only of the country, but also of the values, of the laws, of what we had. It's not the question whether it was a good country or a bad country. That was a country with values and laws. And at some point, just like the day after it collapsed, literally, people became alien to each other. And people just, as if it was like, as if people decided, adults around me and around like lots of my friends started to tell us and even teach us that we now should take care only about ourselves, that we don't have our country anymore, and this is going to be our new life. And I'm a Muscovite, and not only me a Muscovite, like I have been like the Muscovite in 5 generations or probably more. And there was a new act, the new bill issued in Moscow. Actually, that was the extended old Soviet bill about the registration in Moscow. And since the country was collapsed, there were lots of people from all the corners of the former Soviet Union came to Moscow and to the central Russia, because actually they had nowhere to go. They had, that's actually was the only way of survival. And this particular bill told to all immigrants, new immigrants, that now you have only 3 days of registration. Otherwise, you are alien, and you're not allowed, you are going to be fined, and you are going to be disciplined because you don't have registration. And since registration in the Soviet Union in the early 90s was some kind of actually the property system, obviously none of the Muscovites would register the person who came. So technically, that's how we had a huge influx of non-legal immigrants. But wait, they were like not only human beings, they were our citizens, they were our former citizens, and that was very obvious fact that we actually need to help them, not to fight with them. But here came new reality. Policemen thought that this is actually a pretty good way of, since there was no payment and there was no normal salary at that time to the policemen, that's how actually the whole corruption in New Russia was established, because they started to bribe these people who were on the streets. And I remember how my mom always told me, and actually taught me, that if I see that a woman is being questioned, who is not obviously local, who has a different accent, and who is questioned by policemen, would better come to her and ask if she needs some help. I always was shy, and it was like, okay, if it's okay if we come and if we eat. She told me yes, because this is actually the only way how we should help you, and because we should show to other people that yes, this is the way. Please, madam, do you need some help? And this will be the moment when police will go step down, because he will not want to interview with a woman who has a kid and the second woman, and he will be against 3 women. Like, no, that's not the way you can believe, even if you are a corrupt policeman. So that's actually how I started during my childhood to help people. I just always come to the policeman and ask, is it okay that you behave that way? And this is what I'm continuing to do till nowadays. So this is my story, and this is how you always can help people. Just ask the policeman, is it okay to behave that way? And this will be definitely helpful to other people, and this will teach other people how to make a world a better place.